All right, welcome back to another edition of Fully Equipped on Tour. Jonathan Wall here with Andrew Tursky. And, we got this tournament coming up. I'm excited. 3 weeks out from the Masters. But, Tursky, we've got a big event this week. They moved the Zozo to Cali, and you're out there at Sherwood. Had a chance to see a whole bunch of gear on a Tuesday. It was popping, is what you said. And based on the notes I got right here, we got a lot to talk about.
Sneaky, great field. Sherwood's beautiful, by the way. First time I'd ever been there. The clubhouse is like the biggest thing I've ever seen. Beautiful brick. It's just really incredible. Solid field. And Tiger was on property today, so not bad there.
Let's kick it off with Tiger. Now, I know he doesn't make a lot of changes, but I think you overheard a little bit of chatter today.
Yeah, I was just hanging out by the putting green. All of a sudden, Tiger comes down, got the entourage. The feeling in the air starts changing a little bit, and I was just kind of hanging out. I was excited to look into his bag, and he plops his bag down right next to Ricky. Ricky goes for the putter. He starts, putting around with it. Tiger's got the new lambkin grip on there, so Ricky asked Tiger, he's like, hey, what do you like about the new cord guy? And Tiger was like, well, it's thinner on one end, so I like how it releases a little bit better. So it was pretty cool to be a fly on the wall right there, just a little conversation between Tiger and Ricky. But yeah, Tiger's back to his old trusty, the putter that he won 14 out of 15 majors with, and he's got the lambkin putter grip on there, which I think me and you predicted that it probably came from Steve Stricker, but
I still think so.
Yeah, okay. It's not debunked or confirmed, but I think it's probably from Steve Stricker as well. But it was pretty cool to hear like the reasoning why that he liked that putter grip. So
knowing all the changes that Ricky made here recently, he's probably just trying to get anything and everything. So Tiger making a grip change, you might as well ask what he's doing.
That's exactly right. And Ricky's been testing putters like nonstop the last couple weeks. He had 3 different mallets out last week. This week it looks like he wants to play Tiger's putter. So, he's changing it all around. And as far as the rest of Tiger's bag, not really a lot going on. He does have 2 different 3-woods in there. He's got a Sim and an M5. Both are 15 degrees. So that's probably just going to be like a game time decision. He really didn't do too much testing on the range as far as I saw. He just hit like a couple balls before he went out. He just played 9 before his press conference. Maybe he'll have a little grind session with the 3-woods tomorrow. But other than that, kind of typical Tiger setup. Still got the P7TWs in there, Sim driver, and MG2 wedges.
All right, so let's get from one pure ball striker to another. Patrick Reed. Reed's an interesting guy because he's using a set of irons that I would venture a guess to say he's probably the only one using Grindworks irons out on the PGA Tour. But you notice a little something different about these irons. What was going on?
Yeah, so Patrick Reed has had these Grindworks irons in the bag for, I think he put them in play in December 2019? And it looked like they were uniform throughout the bag back then, but now he has like all sorts of different stampings on them, which makes me think there were like 4 or 5 different sets, and he kind of just picked and chose which irons he wanted out of each.
Little combo set, maybe?
Yeah, and I Googled Patrick Reed Grindworks irons just to see what.
Of course you did.
Just to see what was going on, just to see. And Grindworks is actually, at some point, they put out 100 sets of Patrick Reed PR 101A, I think they're called, irons, 100 sets of them on their site. I don't know if they're still available. I do have an email inquiry out to see what's going on there, but pretty interesting setup that Reed's got going on.
All right, now, I know we're talking Zozo this week, but guys are already preparing for a tournament for next week, and this is kind of a sneaky gear story that nobody's really talking about. Bermuda.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Well, I was talking to Kent Notes, the Ping rep, and he was saying that Seamus Power requested a driving iron specifically for Bermuda. Now, he was saying that guys kind of treat Bermuda like the British Open because the winds get so high over there, so a lot of them kind of take out their 5-woods, put in driving irons. He didn't say anything about wedge grinds or anything like that, but it makes sense. You want to keep the ball lower, and 5-woods tend to balloon, whereas driving irons, keep a nice penetrating flight. So I don't know if guys are making any specific changes like that for this week. That wouldn't really make any sense from what I've seen weather-wise and course-wise, but Bermuda.
But there is a reason, and we got to talk about this really quick.
Okay.
That they're making changes. It's because the reps aren't going to Bermuda.
Oh, and
which is really unfortunate for them.
And that, yeah. Well, they have to prep
they're not
in
going
advance. Because
they're not going over abroad,
right? Because this is the last time they're going to have access to the tour trucks, right?
Right. So you got to get everything set up.
I did skip over that part, maybe the most important part.
A little glossed over a little important part there, but we'll give it to you.
I got you the information you needed, though.
Justin Thomas, interesting change. Titleist T300 is not what we would consider to be a better player iron. We have seen tour pros add, game improvement models in the past, and it looks like JT might be testing a game improvement model there at the top of the set.
Yeah, well, he's had that T100 4 iron in for, basically since before it came out. He's been using that like kind of as a mixed set, a little more forgiveness at the top end of the bag. But instead of his 5 wood, well, he does have his 5 wood still in the bag, but he's also added like somewhat of a driving iron. He's got the T300 3 iron in there, which is like a super game improvement iron. Not something you'd see in a ball striker like JT's bag. But I was talking to JJ Van Wiesenbeek, the Titleist rep, and he was just saying that he hits it really, really far with that T300.
You don't say.
Yeah, no surprise there. I would have thought maybe his ball flight was a little bit too high, if anything, but he said it wasn't a problem, and he did say that JT's 5 wood's still a little bit more versatile than that, but if you need something like a driving iron and he's comfortable playing the T300 super game improvement, we might see it. He said he started testing it at Memorial, and so we'll see this week.
Let's close it out with Titleist.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. I mean, TSI, my goodness.
On fire.
It is, I would dare say, the hottest club on tour right now.
Mm-hmm.
First week it comes out, Titleist leads the driver count, and it's been red hot ever since. 5 straight weeks. Might make it 6 as the most played driver on tour. What's going on out there now this week with TSI?
Yeah, again, I was talking to JJ, and he said that 80% of the Titleist tour staffers have already switched, which is like a crazy number. Just to put it in relation to something, he said it usually takes, when they have a new product, like a full year. Titleist has a 2-year product cycle. It usually takes to get the new product out on tour like a full year. So 80% already after 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I mean, that's pretty impressive. He was saying that most of the guys are switching because of stability, not just the ball speed increases, which they are seeing 1 to 3 miles per hour more on center face hits, but he's saying that the toe hits aren't really hooking as much and the heel hits aren't slicing and ballooning like you'd normally see. So guys are liking the stability.
So just like Titleist TSI, Mr. Tursky, perfect gear notes as always. Appreciate it.